how's it going? It is Code Synthesizer here, and so today I'm going to show you guys how to make a simple sign up and log in script for your users using AJAX and PHP. So now, why would you use AJAX and PHP versus versus just the regular form post method? And this is because AJAX allows you to do things such as you don't have to refresh the page whenever you submit a form, and also you're not redirected to another PHP script. So there's quite a few benefits from it. So now let's get started. So first of all, I already have 4 files created. I have my index.html file, a main.js file, a signup PHP, and a login PHP script. So once you make those, you can start the video again. So now we're going to first incorporate 2 scripts, the main.js. However, we're going to be using jQuery. So first you need to go here to Google and just type in Google jQuery CDN. Then you simply go here to hosted libraries. There'll be a link in the description as well, that way if you can't find it. And then this right here, the little snippet right here, the top one. And so now we can go back and paste it in, and now you have jQuery. Then we can just simply incorporate our own script and make sure that you use your directory to which you have to locate the script and not this, because if you have it inside a folder inside of your main folder, then it will not work. So now first of all, I'm just going to start off by creating 2 forms. So I'm gonna give this one the class of sign and login, because they're separate forms for different things. And in this one, sign up. Then I'm gonna add in the login 2 inputs. You can put as many you want. So I'm gonna give it an ID, login, and since the script has to differentiate between the inputs, I'm just gonna name this one login L for login. And placeholder username. Oh no, my bad. This has to be user name. Perfect. And then also you need type is equal to text. So now I'm gonna get the password. There we go. You change the password, and this way what happens is that instead of showing letters, it'll in fact show just the dots, which is good for password protection. So now I can copy this basically, and then username, and I can change the L to an S for sign up, username, and then password as well. We can just add the password. Alright, then we can go here, then we can add email. I just realized that the placeholders are not correct. Alright, perfect. So now we're gonna have, oh yeah, and then we also need buttons, and so it's very simple. All you do is simply just add button, sign up. Perfect. Alright, so now that we have the basic form, let's get into the actual coding of this. So now first we're just gonna I'm gonna start with sign up, because we're gonna sign up users, right? So now first I'm gonna go to my PHP by admin, just so that way we can see what we have to do here. So now I'm gonna create a new database, new, and I name it YouTube authentication. You should name it something shorter because it's a complicated name, but for the purpose I'm just gonna name it this. You can name it whatever you want. And then this is the table. I'm going to name it users, and I only need 3 columns because I'm only saving 3 variables. You can always add columns once you created the actual table. Like for example, you can see add 1 columns go. But so right now we just need our username, and so I'm going to add capital lowercase letters just that way I don't mess up not having the actual capitals. So I'm going to add varchar, and I'm going to make it 50 length long. And what this does is that it makes it so that it can only be a certain length, because you don't want people to create these extremely long passwords. So I'm going to make it actually 200 is the max for password and 500 for email. And so then I advise that you make the email index unique, so that way people can't sign up twice with the same email. So I'm going to save, and then boom, here we go. We have what we need. Our table with the users and the structure. So let's get started. Now first we gotta detect when the sign up form signs up. So we're gonna type $, and then we're gonna put in the dot sign up, and say dot submit, and basically this fires a function when you submit the form, whether by pressing enter or by pressing the physical button. Then we're gonna say function to say that when it fires, you create a function, and you have to put in the E. So now the E is a way to call back to the form, so that way we can disable the form from refreshing. Now keep in mind, if the sign up or login is validated, you could always make JavaScript redirect the web page anyway, so it's okay. So first we're gonna check if the values are actually submitted and that they're not empty. So you can say document.get element by ID, and then I'm gonna say usernames dot value is equal to blank, right? Yep, that looks right. And then password. Oh right, I just read this has to be passwords. Alright, and then usernames. Then, oh no, dot value. Alright, then alert missing values. So we're just gonna see this works. Missing values, perfect. Alright, so then we're gonna add E here and else, so that way everything has been submitted. So now first we're gonna get the values of the inputs. So I'm gonna say variable name is equal to hashtag usernames dot val, var pass is equal to passwords dot val, var email is equal to dot val. Alright, so now we got our variables, and so now we can start the actual process of AJAX. But before I do that, I'm going to finally use the E and type in this function. This function basically prevents certain elements from performing their default function. So in this case, it prevents the form from submitting and refreshing the page. So now, then we're going to open up the AJAX here. So $AJAX dot, and then quote, and then brackets, and then curly brackets. Sorry about that, I had a blank. So now we're gonna have to declare a few variables. So URL, this is the link to the sign up script, or yeah, so in my case it's just signup.php, but it might be different for you because it depends on how you save that under which folders and whatnot. Type is the post because we're posting data. Otherwise you have the get version. And so then here we get data here, name, and so then we're gonna declare our three variables, so that way they're passed into the post.
Homework, hold on?
Yes. Alright, I apologize guys, I was interrupted by somebody. So I'm back. And so then we're just gonna continue filling out these forms, pass, and then email. Alright, then we're gonna add another comma, and then we're gonna set up a success function, so that way if it does work, then we're gonna fire this function. And so we're gonna call the response, which will be what is echoed from the script. And so I'm gonna echo back a string, which says okay. So if the string is okay, and then alert sign up successful, else alert there was an error. Alright, perfect. So now let's go to our signup.php script and let's start. So first, as always, you need to open up with your PHP tags. Perfect. Then we're going to get the variables that we got from the post, and so we're going to say name is equal to $_post brackets, then quotations, and then the name of your variable. So for example, name. What this does is that this is this, and this is this, and that is that, and that is that. So basically it's just a big chain to pass on the variables. So now I'm going to do the same for all of them. Just make sure that you have the right names, because otherwise it will not work. It is case sensitive. Alright, so now we're going to connect to the actual database. So I have a tutorial, and I'll have it pop up on screen now, showing how to do that. So I'm not going to explain it, but I'm just going to declare my host. Then I'm going to declare the name of my directory, which is YouTube authentication. And then I'm going to declare my username. Alright. So then we're going to MySQL underscore connect. Alright, so let's start this. We're going to open up an if statement, and basically this if statement will say that if the query to insert the data into our table is successful, then we shall echo OK. And else, alright. Now here we go. So we're gonna have the double quotations first, and you need the double ones. You cannot use single. It's not an option. So we're gonna type insert in caps into, and you'll notice it turns red even though you're in quotations. It's kind of strange, I know, but it's the way. Then you have the name of your table. So in my case, it's users. Then this is really you must be very careful. We're gonna declare the variables: username, password, and email. Alright, perfect. So now I'm just going to go to the next line because that's what I like to do. Then we type values, and that is how we declare values. And so now the value, for example, if I want my username to go to the username file, then you must keep it in the order here. So for example, I'm going to have $name, $pass, and $email. And make sure to surround your variables in single quotations, so like this. And yeah, commas, $pass, and then $email, and then we got a bracket there, and we close it off. And then I believe we're missing oh yeah, my bad. I never actually called the MySQL query. Alright, and then we gotta add one more quotation at the end. Alright, so there we go. So now let's just check if there's errors. There's no errors. Alright, that's good. So I'm just going to refresh it, and so here we go. I'm just going to add ASDF. Enter to sign up. Sign up has been successful. So let's see. If we go back to our browse of our table, as you can see, we show up. So yeah, that is how that works. And so now let's create the login script. The good thing is that it's very simple. So I'm just going to copy and paste everything over, and duplicate it, and then we're just going to have to edit a few variables, which is always nice. Alright, so now we just got to change this from .signup to .login, and username to username, and oh wait, no, I think I only need email, no, username, and so then I can move the email. Oh, I need to close that, right? Alright, so yeah, so I just replaced username and passwords with password, and I removed the usernames entirely. So then again, you also got to replace this, and then you just simply have to remove this here, and then change signup.php to login.php. Then we gotta change this to login.php to login successful, and then we can move on to here and fix this. We just have to remove the $email, and then now this is what we're gonna have to change specifically. Basically, we are going to have to instead write well, in fact, I'm gonna remove this entirely, and I'm gonna say $result is equal to MySQL underscore query, and then again we're gonna have the double quotations, and we're gonna say select times from users, and then we're gonna say where username.
Playing CS:GO.
I apologize, guys. I was interrupted again. So now we're gonna say $name. Whoops, my bad. I just deleted some variables. And then we're gonna say and password is equal to $username. $pass. Alright, and so then we're gonna say oops. In fact, just gonna switch now and do the old system because this system works very well. Nope. Alright, then echo. Okay. Else echo failure. Alright, so now let's see what happens. Is there an error? ASDF. Login successful. Let's go, guys. So that is how you create a sign up and login script using AJAX. If you don't want to use AJAX and you just simply want to use the form post method, you simply have to write post and then signup.php, and this will post all the data to the script, and you don't even have to change any of the data. I can't unselect that. That's annoying. Oh well. Yeah, and then basically it'll post all the data, and then all of this will be the same. It's just that if you want to use AJAX, you need to use this. But personally, I prefer AJAX more. It's a bit more flexible because, for example, let's say you want a website that doesn't refresh and stays on one page, then this is perfect for you because it doesn't get redirected, it doesn't refresh, so it works. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.